Any questions?
How has your offseason been as far as your recovery? Where are you at as far as your progress with respect to your injury coming into this upcoming season?
Feel great. Feel strong. Been patient. Been spending a lot of days in the gym, just doing what I need to do to strengthen my body, strengthen my mind, and get myself ready for the season.
Daniel Gafford shared that he thinks you're kind of going to have a breakout season this year. What are your expectations for yourself?
Just to learn from last year. I know I missed some games last year, and I'm going to make up for that. I'm trying to make sure that I play as many games as I possibly can, be as consistent as I possibly can, and do whatever it takes to win.
Dereck, there's an element of fan frustration last year after the trade. It's a new season now. What's your message to fans heading into the season?
Turn the page. We have a new star to look at. We're trying to win a championship for this year. We can't change the past, but all we can do is focus on the future.
Obviously, you guys got Cooper Flag, #1 pick. You have a history with him. Just what do you expect from him this upcoming season?
He's going to be a dog. He got a lot of energy. He's always trying to learn, and he got a lot of competitiveness. So I know he's going to do great things. I just can't wait to be there with him. Can't wait to pick him up when he falls. Can't wait to lift him up when he wins.
You say is the biggest part that stands out about his game?
How much he knows how to play, the details of the game versus how young he is. I can say that I got in here whenever I was 19, but he's 18. So just thinking about that, it just makes it seem like there is no ceiling for him.
Speaking of learning, what did you learn about playing with Anthony Davis last season?
Understand his position and where I need to be, understand how I can play off of him. And if two people is on him, then I need to present myself where I need to be. Be an outlet and not allowing him to just feel like he's isolated. I got to make sure that he knows that we all have his back out there.
Dereck,
Gosh.
with the recent passing of your mom, and sorry for your loss, can you talk about the support that you've received from your teammates and what you are looking forward to this season?
Love my teammates. They really is my family. I don't have a lot of people out here, and I'm with them every single day. So, they pick me up on good days and even on bad days. So just having people here who have the same goal, don't want anything but the best for me, it just makes me feel like I can be the person who I'm supposed to be, who my mom wanted me to be.
Dereck, one thing that kind of gets talked about is Dereck Lively. Do you expect him to shooting threes and stuff like that? Mark Cuban's talked about that this summer. Do you expect yourself, do you see your role shifting at all when it comes to offensively? Or do you see it kind of staying the same from what we've seen over the first 2 years?
Not forcing it, just allowing it to come to me. Trail three, corner three, just finding the bits, the times, and the right times to shoot the ball in the game and not trying to force it. I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing what's right for the team and what's doing right for myself. Going out there and shooting 10 threes ain't going to help nobody. But going out there and making 2 to 3 and getting a bunch of rebounds, that's what I'm supposed to do, and that's my job.
Dereck, you and Coop were recently at the State Fair. I know you've gotten to spend some fun time together as well. Is it exciting to have somebody else that is young, even younger than you, kind of learning the ropes that you're almost a veteran too? Like, what is your dynamic?
That's crazy. They call me a vet now. I'm just trying to show him the ropes. I've felt his position. I've been here not knowing what to do, not knowing what to expect. And, being in that position is really hard to understand what's the right thing, what's the wrong thing to do. And I'm here to make sure he always knows what's the right thing to do. Make sure he always has someone to fall back on. And, he's the #1 pick. Everyone's going to be all eyes on him. So I'm going to do my best to, relieve the pressure off of him and allow him to realize he's still human.
Dereck, how have you recovered mentally from the injuries? Who has helped you? What has helped you? Where'd you go inside yourself just to get your mind?
My friends and family. The people who've gotten me here. Taking the trip, taking the camp all the way back in Philadelphia, doing the camp down in Dallas. It really centers myself, seeing kids who are 12, 13 years old, or even 8 years old, looking up to me with stars in their eyes. It makes me that much more motivated, and it shows me what my job is to do, and that's to motivate the next generation.
Dereck, I know Dante's got a pretty good collection, but do you have the best Pokemon collection on the team? And how do you use that as a mechanism to develop relationships with people?
You never know how many people, what hobbies they do, what things they interest them. So you never know. Like, I'm an NBA player who's a nerd. I like Legos, Pokemon, and fish. So I've never been able to expect that I can reach the amount of people who I have been, no matter if they're, in their 70s or if they're 7 years old. They're coming up talking about Legos, fish, or Pokemon. So it's just, I'm excited, and I've been happy to connect with people I never thought I'd be able to.
You guys will be playing in Mexico City on November 3rd. What are your expectations for that game, and what do you expect out of the atmosphere in that city?
I'm really excited. You know, I'm excited to see the culture, excited to see the people and try the food. And I'm definitely excited to bring an NBA game down to Mexico City. You know, I'm just hoping that we have a lot more fans when we leave there.
What do you think about the NBA efforts to keep expanding the league to other different countries than the U.S.?
I love it. You know, there's a difference between watching an NBA game on TV versus seeing it in real life. Feeling the energy, feeling the crowd, everything about it is something, no matter where you are in the world, you should be able to feel.
Speaking of other countries, you ever been to Vancouver before, and how do you feel like going after training camp is going to help you guys out?
Never been to Vancouver, but it's a new place with the guys. None of us have ever been there, so we're all in for new experiences. And being able to go into a new atmosphere, a new place that we've never been before, we're all clueless. So we're all going to be leaning on each other to figure out where to go or what's the right thing to do out there.
Dereck, going back to the Legos, Pokemon, and fish. One, do you have a favorite fish that you fish for? Are you a bass, crappie guy? And then two, what was your best Lego build of the offseason?
Best Lego build of the offseason was a 3.5-foot Yoshi. And I do not have the patience to fish, but I have 5 to 7 fish tanks. So I have a bass in there, but I would definitely say my favorite fish are discus fish. They're really beautiful, but they're really hard to take care of.
Dereck, you're listed as 7'1". Have you grown any this summer?
I believe so. I would definitely say I have, and I just got to get the exact measurement, but I'd say 7'2", 7'3".
You're a father now to a little girl. Like, how has fatherhood changed you as a person and as a player, and what that means as you start to move forward in your career, in your life?
Having that new added weight, you know, at first it was me taking care of my mom, and soon after it became me taking care of my daughter. It's having that new weight, having that new form of responsibility, you know, waking up at all times of night to change a dirty diaper, make a bottle. I feel old now, which is funny to say. But it makes me that much more grateful, and it shows that I gotta make the life for my daughter that I want. I never want her to go through the things that I've gone through.
Let's take 2 more questions.
Dereck, so at the end of last season, when you had that injury, you were out for a while. You came back right before the play-in. Then this offseason, you had surgery. When you came back, did you think that there was a possibility that you were going to have surgery? And just kind of walk us through what went into your recovery, and if you knew that you were going to have surgery, or if that's something that kind of happened after the season.
Happened after the season. It was a day-by-day type of decision. You know, it was more of just thinking to myself, what is going to give me the best longevity that I'm striving for? What's going to allow me to focus on basketball and not have to worry about other things that I don't need to worry about? So doing the things that I did in the offseason, it prepared me to play as many games as I possibly can for this season and many seasons to come.
How much Duke pride is on this team?
Oh, great. You know, I could definitely say that Duke versus Kentucky has already started before the season even started. You know, when we're going down there, Duke picture was already getting interrupted by a Kentucky dude, no matter if it's PJ or if it's AD. It's actually great having that little bit of competitive nature in the locker room. It makes it that much more better when we play in 5-on-5 in practice.
All right, appreciate it.
Y'all have a good one.